Hey guys, it's Jay. We're here at the hotel now in Mississauga. Surgery is tomorrow, as you know. I've been kind of obsessed with it for a while now, and it's finally here. Two things to note before we start. This, I'm happy to report, is my last shake before surgery, which means I've now completed 4 weeks of this, which is slim time. These are chocolate. I've had vanilla, but I have to say they're not a bad product by any stretch of the imagination. But I'm not going to cry when I finish this. I'll be happy to get on to some clear liquids tomorrow. Not tomorrow, sorry, water tomorrow for surgery day. Clear liquids on Thursday, and then I move into a week of like baby food, pureed food. Then after that, a week of soft food, and then starting April 29th, I get to start a brand new diet, making healthy choices, but back to what, for better or worse, I'll call regular food, which obviously will still not be what I was eating before, but healthy versions of that, working with the dietitian and the team at the Surgical Weight Loss Center. One more note before we begin. This is a bloodied towel that I have here in the hotel room because, like an idiot, while I was setting up this shot, I grabbed the notepad, and while walking across the room, I stuck it in my mouth. And because you're on a liquid diet and not eating, and you really have to be drinking a ton of water, you're kind of dehydrated. So all week I've noticed that my skin is incredibly dry, and my lips have been going crazy, and they do that anyway when you fly. So today kind of made it even worse. But anyway, in the 2 seconds I had this in my mouth, when I took it away, I basically ripped my lip off right there, and that was kind of all bloody. So if I start dripping during this, my apologies. My brother John is here, and he's going to ask us some of the top questions. He won't come on camera, but whatever. He's going to ask us the top questions from Facebook. Yesterday I asked you guys to let me know what questions I can answer. You've sent me a ton of messages. I really appreciate them. I've read some of them, but I really am saving them for recovery. So after I get out of surgery tomorrow, once the drugs wear off, I'll start reading those and responding to as many as I can. But I thought that a lot of you had asked some similar questions. We're going to nail those out of the way now. So, John, what's the first question, buddy?
In no particular order, the first question is from Nancy Burke, and she wonders, how have you managed to stay motivated?
How have I managed to stay motivated? Nancy, I think that coming into this, I knew from the beginning that doing this publicly was going to be a huge motivator for me, and I think that that's been mostly true. I had a fear that it would go one way or the other. Knowing that everyone was watching would either force me to pull this off in a way that I really haven't been able to do it just for myself or only with myself watching, or I would be so overwhelmed by it that I would just cave and give in on and cancel the whole thing. And neither of those have happened in a month. So I think, how have I stayed so motivated, Nancy? I think it's because of people like you. I think hearing from you guys every day, getting your questions, getting your feedback, getting your advice, hearing your stories, and really making an internal commitment first to do this time. Like, it sounds corny, but I heard the click. I heard the click that this was going to be the time that I did this right. And working with the team at the Surgical Weight Loss Center, working with Clarissa, who's the intake coordinator there, working with the dietitian, and of course working with Dr. Chris Coburn, who's the surgeon who will actually perform the procedure tomorrow. All of that continues to motivate me. Their energy in me, they're telling me that I'm coming at this the right way and that I'm a good candidate for success, and that I have so far made the choices and shown the commitment that the people who have done this right in the past, the people who have been successful with the lap band, the fact that they're saying that, further motivates me and propels me every day that I'm on the right track. So that's it, Nancy. I think my motivation comes from the fact that so far it works. And I'd be lying if I didn't say the scale had some role in this. I'm down over 50 pounds. I haven't been on a scale now in 3 days, and I won't again until surgery tomorrow. So I'll let you know tomorrow what I got down to before the surgery. But if someone had come up to me 6 months ago and told me that basically on my own, through willpower and choice, I had to lose 50 pounds, even if it meant something as drastic as a diet like this, there's no part of me that believed that. So the fact that I now know something new about myself motivates me every day as well. Thanks, Nancy. Who's next?
Second question is from Wayne McKay, and he asks, does the publicity make it easier or more difficult?
That was my huge fear coming into this, Wayne, just like you heard in my answer to Nancy. I didn't know. I didn't know which way it was going to go. Right now, I have to say that it's making it easier. I think as long as I'm moving in the right direction and I'm internally motivated, all that publicity is going to go with me. It's going to propel me, and it's going to help me. I think that if there comes a day where the people who are following this are more into it than me, I need to make the right choice to pull energy from them and not just push them away, which I think, if my past habits are any indication, if I turn down a dark road, if I start making wrong choices, my first gut reaction, pardon the pun, is going to be to withdraw. And I really hope that in doing this so publicly, I've created a process where that won't be possible. But so far, because I'm still motivated myself, all the publicity has been incredibly helpful. Will I always feel that way? I have no idea. I think that's something we're going to learn together as we do this over the next year, because I have an employer and I have a surgical clinic who are all expecting me to remain this committed to communication over the next year. So I'm not going to be allowed to withdraw the way I might normally under my own circumstances if I was cutting the check to the clinic myself. So we'll have to see how all that comes together. But I really do think we'll find out over the next year.
Next question is from Jocelyn Graham, and she wants to know where she can get some of those shakes.
The Slim Time Shake. Jocelyn, you can get them. They're basically $3 a meal. You buy a box of 7 for $21 from a company called Minogue Medical out of Montreal. They ship them right to your door. But a word of caution, they are meal replacements, and you should not do a full meal replacement program like the one that I'm on unless you're under doctor's supervision. It's true that all the nutrients and everything you need for a day are in these drinks. Like, you're not going to be out anything. I'm not deficient in any way over the last month, but still, this has an impact, a dramatic impact on your health. It puts you into something that the addition of these to your diet and the removal of all carbs, all sugar, and all fat forces you into a state of ketosis, which I wrote about on the blog 2 weeks ago. And being in that state leads to some pretty dramatic changes in your body. Your body starts to consume fat that has been stored and use that for energy rather than food, because basically you're not giving it any food. So 2.2 pounds a day is what I've lost throughout this. That's not a sustainable, healthy rate. It's a good kickstart. It has risks with it. Those risks are less than the risks of having my lap band surgery without shrinking the fat off my liver, which was my main goal in doing this diet and losing the weight. That's why the Surgical Weight Loss Center had me do it. It really wasn't for weight loss. I got a great head start on seeing those scale numbers go down, but it's not what we set out to do. We accomplished what we set out to do, which was get my liver in the shape it needs to be in so that we minimize risk of the surgery tomorrow morning. So I'm very happy I lost the weight, but mostly I'm happy that my liver is what it needs to be so we can do things safely tomorrow. And all of that is thanks to this and my commitment to it, to have not, strayed off the path, as they say, over the last month.
Finally, we have 4 questions from Joe Ward.
Joe Ward with 4 questions. All right.
His first question is, have you cheated at all?
Joe, there's an easy answer, and I'm accountable. I have not cheated. Nothing has entered my mouth at all except water, flavored water with Crystal Lights. I'm allowed basically a packet or 2 of those a day. Those are sugar-free, but they do have aspartame, and you got to be careful because aspartame will make you hungry if you drink too much of them. So it's been this and that, and you're allowed 225 calories worth of low glycemic vegetables every day. But truthfully, putting this shake into you, I just didn't have room, and that was shocking to me after my old habits. But I couldn't do that every day. So I've eaten 4 salads, is what I'm calling them, but really they were a bowl of romaine lettuce and mushrooms. And once I made homemade broccoli soup, which was really just a broccoli puree made out of some garlic and onion and bagged frozen broccoli all thrown in the Magic Bullet. Other than those 5 meals, this has been it. And all of that is within my diet. All of that was still under the care of the surgeon. But I haven't done anything to break the rules that were laid out by me. And the proof is in the pudding, as they say, because I maintained the weight loss at 2.2 pounds a day. What that means is I never asked my body to start breaking down unexpected sugars or outside sugars. And we would know that my body had to start doing that because if I ate a candy bar, if I ate a candy, my body would get distracted enough, knock me out of ketosis, and I would stop losing at the rate of 2.2 pounds a day. And if you track me from when this started to where we are now, I've been consistent the whole way through. And that means not only that I didn't cheat, but the fact that I didn't cheat really did pay off for me, and I'm in a really good position heading into surgery tomorrow. But great question. I got that a lot, Joe. What else does Joe want to know?
Joe's second question is, when did the cravings stop?
When do the cravings stop? They don't, Joe. One of the first things I learned from the clinic is to, if not internally, at least in my head, differentiate between hunger and a craving. The hunger never existed. I wasn't hungry from day one. Honestly, the nutritional value that I was getting out of drinking 3 of these Slim Times a day was a hell of a lot more than I was getting out of the bad choice meals that I was eating on my own before. So I wasn't hungry, but I absolutely am still subject to cravings. And the temptation is everywhere. And I've never noticed as many food commercials or ads in the paper or fast food joints. It's all very much there. It's all very much in front of you, and that was an incredibly difficult aspect of the last 4 weeks. Was remaining committed. Was grabbing one of these when all of the friends were heading out to the bar for wings or something like that. That was incredibly difficult. But me and 50 some pounds say that it was worth it.
Do you feel any changes? Joe's third question.
I'm amazed. Had I known how much better I would feel with 50 pounds off me, I probably would have done a hell of a lot more to lose it on my own before I got into all of this. Stupid things, walking the length of the mall, walking the length of a store for a couple of hours. I could not do those things. We just got into town here, and my brother's here, obviously, and he has to eat, so we hit up the grocery store that's like, I don't know, a block and a half away. But that meant walking from the 12th floor of the hotel that we're in, taking the elevator down, walking those blocks, through Mississauga, and then walking back to the hotel. If I had done that a month and a half ago, I would have been a sweaty, huffing, puffing mess by the time we got back here. John and I were able to have a conversation the whole time. Like, I felt comfortable. I would avoid walking that distance, that small distance. I would have avoided doing that before, and I did it comfortably today. So yeah, I'm absolutely feeling differences. And I physically feel the difference too. I don't find that my gut is smaller, but I had what fat people refer to as a back gut. I had a lot of fat that was on the back of me that kept me from sitting up straight, from standing up straight, from being able to actually lean against a wall straight. I see a dramatic difference there. Like, clothes fit me better. I have something resembling a normal shape, and that's only with 50 pounds. So we'll see where all this goes. But yeah, I find changes every day in my body that are positive. That I just have more energy. That I'm sleeping better. And those will continue. That's one of the things that people say as they go through this, is that it's those unexpected things that aren't tied to the scale. They call those non-scale victories. So it's not about the weight you lost. It's about, or the weight you lost rather. It's about how losing that weight leverages you into a higher quality of life, able to do things that you gave up on long ago. So it's a really simple example, but walking to the grocery store in a city I'm not familiar with, making it back to the hotel and not collapsing as soon as I walked in the door, that was a huge non-scale victory today, and it came at a really good time right before surgery. So, great question, Joe.
Finally, Joe's question is something that a lot of people are probably wondering, and that is, do you have any reservations about the surgery tomorrow?
Do I have any reservations about the surgery? No, but it might be a little too early to answer that. I mean, the surgery's not till tomorrow. I have no reservations about making the lifestyle changes I've made. I have no reservations of working with the Surgical Weight Loss Center to learn a ton. Like, most of what has changed for me over the last month, people say that it's as easy as exercising and eating healthy, but it's not true. The most difficult part of this whole challenge is committing to educating yourself about what your body needs and what your body uses. And I'm learning about things that I haven't heard since grade 7 health class. And they're things that I never cared about before, that I felt judgmental about when I heard other people talk about before, and that, if I'm being completely honest, I thought only hippies at Health Nuts ever actually talked about. And, that's not real life. That's not what you and I, the rest of us, go on. So do I have any reservations about the surgery? I think I can let you know that maybe tomorrow or next week. Do I have any reservations about everything that's happened so far and my decision to enter this process with the Surgical Weight Loss Center? I absolutely don't. Nothing in my life has changed me as much as the last 30 days. I don't have any regrets about it. Anything else?
That's all the questions we have.
All right, guys, so surgery tomorrow morning. You can check out my blog, eagle1035.com. You can catch up on the last 2 videos. You can read the blog there as well. And we'll be posting an update. This all depends on my reaction to codeine. But we'll be posting an update late tomorrow afternoon, early tomorrow evening. And we'll let you know how the surgery actually went. And if it's not too Frankenstein, we'll even let you see some scars. No?